Evening, guys. I wanted to do another quick video more or less to keep you guys up to speed on two topics of interest: Command XP farming and the Combat Carnage guides. In my last video, I gave you guys some suggestions on how best to farm Command XP quickly. Basically, that suggestion was to do PvP content. With the recent hotfix to the game, you now have a PvE option as well. So the PvE method centers on uprisings. The best method I've found so far is to get 3 DPS and a healer and cycle through uprisings. They took us on average about 12 minutes, and we walked away with roughly 1100 Command XP per clear. Again, I just wanted to mention this as an update to the last video, since this is another very viable option you have now for farming Command XP quickly. Alright, so for the Combat Carnage community, I know rotation has been a hot topic as of late. I'm getting a lot of your emails on this, and I'm happy to announce to you guys I've nailed down a rotation that, at least right now, seems as if it'll work out nicely, and even better, will be able to be conducted indefinitely, similar to my 4.0 rotations. My simulation model and number crunching supports the rotation, and I've had a chance to use it in operations, and it was very successful in that content. I have yet to dummy parse it though, and that will be the deciding factor on whether or not it's truly cyclic. So because I've literally just nailed all this stuff down, and it's kinda late here on my side of the world, what you guys are seeing here is an Excel document representation of the rotation. The green highlighted part of the rotation is the sub 30% part of the rotation, which prioritizes dispatch in every precision window. Within the next few days, I'll have this rotation fully tested, hopefully, and we'll work up an image that will be included as a part of my 5.0 guide. So for now, if you want to use this, you'll have to refer to this video, or you can just take a screenshot of this part of it. Speaking of a 5.0 guide, as of yet, I've not been invited by Dolphy.net to do the guide for 5.0. Some have asked me why, and, well, I don't know why, quite honestly. Maybe I did a horrible job last expansion, who knows. Anyways, I've decided I'm going to host my own guide, and I've been working hard at laying the groundwork for that. So what I wanted to do real quick is give you guys an inside look into what that is, what's been done so far, and just the general idea that I have for the outline of the guide. Alright guys. So what you see in front of you is basically what you'll be brought to whenever the guide goes live, and you click on the combat guide, you'll come here, and this is what you'll see. So what I wanted this page to be is not necessarily for the veteran players. If you're a veteran player, or if you're a veteran of the game, you probably won't need any of the information on this page, minus maybe the ratings I'll show you in a second. But this is basically for like the new player. So you've never played Sentinel before, you've never played SOTOR before, you're thinking about playing a Sentinel, whatever the case may be. You come to this guide, and this will give you some information on what the class is, what to expect. So you have some background information here, you know, more or less like lore type stuff. A little lore dedicated section here, and then the ratings. So with 3.0 and 4.0 guides that I put out, I didn't include a ratings thing. In 2.0 and 3.0, a lot of guide writers did, and I wanted to kind of go back to that. With my 5.0 guide, because I feel like it was a good thing. I know when I go and I play a new game, or if I'm looking to play a new class, whether it's in this game or a different game or whatever, and I say, hey, you know what, I'm reading about this class or whatever, and I think this is going to be a good class. Like, I like what I'm hearing, but what is it at endgame? Because I know I've done it, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have done it. You get a class, it's great when you're leveling up, you get to the end, and you're like, man, I know what I know about this class. Let's go, you know, do some, you know, group content. And you get in there and you completely suck. And it's because you find out then that that class is not really that great for that tier of content or for that type of content or whatever it is. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to give the reader that information again. So you could come here and you could say, hey, here's single target, here's AoE, here's group, you know, whatever. see the different capabilities. And of course, this is my own opinion from my own experience, but I feel like it'll give the reader an idea of what to expect. So that's why I've put that in there. That's why I decided to put that in there for this patch. And then the last part of this is what to expect. This is also something that I know when I'm reading other people's guides in, this game or another game. What is this class about? Like, tell me what to expect when I get to endgame or whatever. How is the play style? Things like that. So I've put kind of a quick synopsis here. Again, this is my personal opinion on the class, kind of like a brief overview of it. And then I've linked a official SOTOR YouTube video of the Jedi Knight class or whatever that kind of showcases, a Sentinel running in there and doing shit. So to kind of give the reader a little bit of an idea of what the class looks like, maybe some of the animations or whatever. But that's what you'll see when you come here to the main page. So again, this is not necessarily for veteran players or, veteran Sentinels. This is for the new guys. Abilities is the next thing I've pretty much got squared away. And it's exactly what you think it is and exactly what you see here. Basically, the layout of this thing is every ability that you'll get as a Jedi Knight and as a Sentinel is in this. The format of it is basically what you see in game. So the tooltip on the left, and then on the right, I tell you what level you obtain it at, and I give you my synopsis of the ability. A lot of the time, that's basically just a rehash or quick layman's explanation of the tooltip. But other things, I give you like, hey, this is a defensive, and this is what it's best used for, or this is the best situation to use this ability in. So I give you a quick breakdown of what it is, because sometimes the tooltips are a little confusing and it doesn't really lend that amount of explanation to the player, especially if you're new. So again, this part of the guide probably wouldn't be a big deal for the new player, for the veteran player. The new player would probably get a lot of insight out of this. So that's basically the idea behind this page. As I'm going down this thing, if you guys see any of these levels that I have here that are wrong, please let me know. Put them in the comment section. I want this to be accurate. I spent probably about 45 minutes this evening going through footage from the Dark vs. Light event, kind of nailing down these levels and then trying to cross-check that with 5.0 stuff to make sure that nothing changed. So I think the only thing that changed was Force Sleep. But if you guys notice something that I have wrong here, let me know so I can go back and fix it. So I really do want this thing to be as accurate as possible. But again, the format of this thing, tooltip, my opinion, level obtained, and then the level, it basically goes in the level that you would obtain it. So that is more or less what I have done so far. If we go over here to the side, you'll see basically the next thing I'm gonna get into is utilities. I'm just gonna do this from the top down. But utilities, leveling, utilities maybe for veteran players or people new to the spec. Leveling will be for people leveling, obviously. Gearing, rotation, parsing, that's what people are gonna want to see. So all of that information that I had, like in my 3.0 guide, my 4.0 guide, for how to gear, here's your rotations, here's how to use them. Let me show you some parsing information. All that stuff is still going to be in this guide. It's just going to be a guide geared towards everybody this time. So not just the in-game guys, but also the guys leveling or also the guys who are brand new to the class. Because I got a lot of emails and a lot of feedback in 4.0 asking for that kind of stuff. I'm not exactly 100% sure what's going to be in that section of it, like the leveling section and stuff. But whatever I do end up putting in there, hopefully will be enough to help those people leveling understand what to do and how to do it from level 1 up to level cap. Before I get out of here though, on the website and all that stuff, I want to quickly explain the video guide thing. I have it here, but I want you guys to understand that's probably not going to be for a while. In 3.0 and 4.0, it wasn't a big deal. From 3.0 into 4.0, not a lot of stuff changed. So when I released my 4.0 guide, it was a real quick turnaround on the video guide, and that thing came out, I think like 3 weeks, maybe a month after 4.0 launched. And the reason for that was there wasn't a lot of change. From 3.0 to 4.0, nothing really changed, so I was really confident with the state of the Sentinel and Marauder class, and I was like, all right, cool. I put the guide out, I put the video guide out, and I was good with that. From 4.0 to 5.0, a lot's changed. The class has changed, the spec has changed, the playstyle has changed, and there's still quite a few unknowns, at least for myself. So I'm very hesitant to put a video guide out really quick, more or less because there's just so much effort and manpower that goes into making those. Lots of hours and hours go into those guides. Even these short videos take a good amount of time in post-production, editing, things like that. So I'm really hesitant to put a guide out and then, you know, in a month we find out, hey man, like, oh, we should have done this, or oh, this works way better, or the devs go and they, you know, change the class and they fix it, and now that changes everything. I'm really hesitant about putting all that time and effort into it until it's really in a place where I feel it's not going to change. So the video guide thing will come, but probably not for a little while. I would rather just stick with the text guide because that's easily editable, and I can make those quick fixes, and then that information is instantly available to you guys. I don't have to go through hours and hours of you know, doing up another video or whatever the case may be. So the video guide will be coming, just I don't know when, but it will be coming. So hopefully this little preview into what I'm doing will give you guys some kind of confidence that a guide is coming. I don't know if Dolphy has somebody slated to do their guide for Combat and Carnage, but if not, whatever, who cares? I am doing one for you guys, and I want you guys to know that that it is on its way. And if you guys have any comments or suggestions for things you'd like to see in this that I didn't kind of show you in this quick little preview, or if you see something that might work better, leave them in the comment section, and I'll definitely give them some attention and think about it. But I want this guide to be a collaboration. I want it to be for the Sentinel community, by the Sentinel community, and for the Marauder players by association. But I want that to be a complete work. So if you guys have any suggestions, point being, put them down there, and let's talk about it. Alright guys, that's it for now. If you have any feedback or suggestions on what you saw guide-wise, please leave those in the comments below. Remember, hit the subscribe button so you won't miss anything in the future, and follow me on Twitter for updates on everything I release. Okay guys, take care, have fun, and I'll see you on the next video.